This is going to get interesting right now. Here I come. Well, good morning. So this is what the art district looks like during the day. And today's adventure, we're going to kind of leave the arts district and kind of venture over to Little Tokyo, which is the neighboring, or I should say the next door neighbor of the arts district. Two places that, oh, look at this. There's two places that we're going to check out. Has been a staple here. It's on the border of the arts district and Little Tokyo. For the most part, I've tried to get people to let us in and tell us about their business. But some people have not been real open, and maybe it's the fact that they don't want to show anything on video. Maybe they don't comply, or I don't know. You think some businesses would want to get the word out on where they're at and what they're doing.
Today's journey takes us to a place called Row, downtown LA, first known as the LA Terminal Market, which today is still a major produce distribution center for the region. The Row, now separate, and like their website says, a historic district thoughtfully reimagined for creative space, retail, and art. As the shooting date for this video, a lot of places were still opening up shop, but one place really stuck out, and especially I'm a fan of sourdough bread. As you walked by the manufactory, you could not only smell what they're cooking, but they have these big gigantic windows that you could peek right through to see exactly how they're doing it. This loaf right here cost about $10, and let me tell you, it was really amazing. Check this out. I'll even squeeze it for you so you can imagine how soft it is inside and with its crispy crust on the out.
So what brings you down here? Just coffee and breakfast?
No, I have been waiting for this to open for so long. And it was supposed to open during the summer, and it didn't open. So I heard that the window was open. So I was just dying to come here. I've been to several of the restaurants in San Francisco, but not to the manufacturing. So I was really looking forward to this opening.
With many breweries in the Arts District, Angel City Brewing was more than inviting on letting me come in and get the lowdown on the history of their building and the history of their brand.
We came here in about 2010. The original owner was a guy named Michael Bose, and he built out the space originally out in Torrance, out in, God, I can't remember the name of the space. But he built it out in Torrance with the intention of trying to eventually bring it into the heart of downtown. It came out here in 2010, and it took a couple of years to get it off the ground, but eventually he sold it to a good friend of his, Alan Newman, who was starting a company called Alchemy and Science back then, trying to be a craft beer incubator. So we've been working here since about then, opened up the tap room in early 2013, and it's just been a gradual growth since then. The beer garden where we're sitting now, we only opened up about a month and a half ago, so we've slowly been gradually kind of building it up and turning it into what it is now. So the building was built in 1913. It was called the John A. Roebling Sons Company back then. John A. Roebling was a bridge maker. He built the Brooklyn Bridge out in New York, actually died working on the Brooklyn Bridge. And
really?
Yeah, he got his foot stuck under a barge and his foot fell off. And the like fad treatment back then was to take water and pour it over your open wound, which they really don't recommend anymore. So he got gangrene and died. His sons continued on the company and expanded out west, built the Golden Gate Bridge out here, built the Vincent Thomas Bridge down in San Pedro, and this building was built as sort of a warehouse for all of that. They made Slinkies here. I think they even tried making a sports car here. I think they made one, and then they realized that's not their forte exactly. But they were around until roughly the 1940s. Great Depression really hit them hard, and by the 40s, I think a German company kind of bought them out. And then it became food storage and refrigerated storage, and then we came here in 2010.
Nice.
But the neighborhood was actually used to be the brewery district. Now there's 8 breweries within walking distance, but back in the early 1900s, you could find East Side Brewing up along the LA River. You could find Meyer Brewing up where Union Station is now. Wyland's Brewing just across the street. It was right where the train tracks were and right where the river was, so it was a really great opportunity to kind of take the water in and turn it out as beer. We always imagined it as a community space. We say, come in, drink a beer. Even if you don't want to drink a beer, hang out, work on your manuscript, work on your canvas. We want it to be a central gathering place for people. We do only offer beer. That's part of our license. But we have the food truck right here. You can bring in whatever food you like. And we generally have about 18 to 20 beers on tap. Everything from, your traditional German-style Pilsner all the way out to, crazy things like the White Knight or the Avocado Ale,
So if you guys can imagine, in the late 80s and early 90s and even in the middle of the 90s, this place was a ghost town. There was nothing going on. Down here. And for the most part, that's just not what downtown LA was about, I guess. But now it seems to just be more bustling, more traffic, there's people living down here. And as far as the future goes, there's just the sky's the limit. I mean, they're just building more down here. I mean, it's looking more like New York City more and more each year. Do you know where that park is? That Japanese park? Is it in here?
Japanese garden?
Yeah.
Behind that building, though.
Behind this building?
American Japanese Culture Museum.
Okay, can I park in here, or I gotta go around, or?
I can't really tell you.
Oh, okay.
This is private parking. So
Yeah.
you parking right there. Maybe you get caught, maybe no.
Yeah.
You never know.
Okay, thanks.
Safest spot, meter.
Okay. So This is the garden somebody told me to go check out, which is right in the middle of all these buildings. I think, yeah. Well, that's kind of cool.
Is there a place I'm missing? Or maybe a place that you think I need to check out? Let me know in the comments below. If you want to continue this ride, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell below. The sun is setting, and we're going to continue this adventure into the night on the next episode of Urbanized.